All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Arachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone who teach, guide, and rule well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto you, men and women out there who have changed their lives towards righteousness. That you may be granted salvation from Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Shalom unto you. Hey, Brother Shaquat here, and I just want to do a really quick video. I'm seeing how the Spirit is moving, and was watching the Apostle Tahar's page, and a couple of his latest videos was about this scripture in Hebrews, the 13th chapter, the 2nd verse. I'll read it, and then I'll give a quick testimony / account, all right? Hebrews 13:2, it says, "Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares." And these times we see a lot of homeless people, panhandlers, and so on and so forth. You know, people that kind of it becomes a bothersome situation. To some extent, if you will. Okay, this person wants something. What do they want? Do I have cash? It's becoming a cashless society. I don't really carry cash. How do I help them? How do I, what do I do? Or do I ignore them? Do I invite them? That they all cracked out and now they want to start bugging out and they drunk and da. So, and these situations happen from time to time, as the elder, or unbecoming elder, if you will, Kazaka spoke, as well as the situation in these two videos on Apostle Tahar's page here. It was a re-upload from a couple days ago. Okay, now in my story, so I'm pulling into the gas station, and no one's really at the gas station. It's pretty empty, and then I noticed there's a woman sitting off to the side, not far from the air pump, but not really next to it, but off to the side, away from the pumps, but not far. Right. And, to where she's not standing on, if somebody pulls up to the gas station, she's not right over them, but there's space there for comfort, But as I look at this woman at a glance, because I'm driving or whatever, just make sure nobody's, in the way or whatever. The woman has what seems to be a head wrap of some sort, and then she's covered up with like a scarf from head and then wrapped around. It's cold. It's Las Vegas. It's cold out. Storm coming through the west and all of that. It's kind of cold out. It's not raining or nothing. And as I'm looking, I'm like, what's she sitting there for? She's clearly sitting. What is she doing? She has a sign. I don't see the sign fully of what it says. I'm like, damn, she's at the gas station, 8, 9 o'clock at night, whatever time it was. She probably it's cold. She might have kids. She doesn't look like a really young girl. She doesn't look really dirty, like a homeless person that's been on the streets a while would be, or somebody on drugs that's homeless or that, panhandling. She doesn't have a dirty look. She actually had a clean look to her, at a glance. And then the thing that got me, she had her head wrap, which I later noticed that was a beanie underneath her scarf covering her head. Now, Jake lady, okay, I don't know what tribe, clearly a Jake though. You can just see it from her, the way she's sitting there carrying herself. And so I hop out, I pump my gas and everything, and I'm thinking about it. I can't see her when I'm pumping my gas, and sometimes you have that. I'm the only one at the gas station, only one around outside, so it's obvious. It's me and her is there, and it's kind of a situation that am I gonna address it? Am I not? Am I an asshole? Am I just gonna drive off and ha ha ha? Or this, and I'd already watched these videos about entertaining angels unawares. Okay, and so you never know. And so I said, you know what? I got some cash. I got a few dollars of cash in the car. I go in the car. I go over. I hand her the cash. I said, here you go. I don't really say nothing. Just go, here you go. And she just opens her hand, smiles, and kind of a subtle nod, and then I walk back. But she didn't really smile, and then I was like, I just gave you a 20. Like, I know you're going to look at it, but I didn't look back to see her reaction. She didn't say anything. Usually, oh, thank you, God bless you, is what people say. She didn't say anything. Now, I get back in the car and I tell my woman, dang, should I have gave her more? I had more. As I glanced back before I got in the car, I glanced at her sign which said, artist needs artist supplies, or needing artist supplies. And I was like, oh shit, I'm an artist. And I normally keep artist supplies on me, but I don't think I have any on me. I'm like, damn, what? That's what she's out here asking for? I get in the car and tell her, I think I'm supposed to give her the rest of that money. So everything's done. The car's wrapped up. In the car, I get the other money out. I drive around to where she's at, away from the, slightly away from the pumps. And she's looking at me. And I looked at her face, and her face covered up looked young. But as I looked closer, she didn't really look young. She didn't look in her 20s. The look in her eye looked older, though. But then I looked at her hands when she reached out the first time, and as I'm handing her the money this time, her hands looked older also, like 50s, 60s. But the look in her face didn't, they say black don't crack and all this other stuff, about Jake, fountain of youth and blah, blah, blah. But she had an awkward look to her. She was young but looked old, or old but looked young. Her hands is a way that you can kind of determine a better age about somebody. Her hands had an older look to them, and I'm like, oh shit. And I glanced at her sign again, and I was like, oh, artists needing artist supplies. What the? So I reached out to her, here you go, sister. And she goes, thank you. She just kind of nods and said, thank you. Real quiet, real humble. And then she gave the look in her eye was more like, there you go. And I'm thinking, like, I spent more money on less, on not helping somebody, just a bottle of drink or something dumb. I've spent in a casino, or I spent more money on less, on helping someone, not helping somebody, just, So this just felt like the right thing. But the confirmation of the nod she gave me, like, there you go. And it was a confirmation that I was having, that I took in that moment in my spirit, that I was like, this was a confirmation of something that my woman and I was talking about over dinner. We had dinner before we went to the gas station, and the conversation to me carried right into that, and this was a confirmation of it. Okay, and it was a confirmation of where we at in these times, that these angels will be around checking on us. They're not just in the chariots watching down. They're actually coming down here and sending messages. And the message that I got was just a confirmation. You're thinking the right things, now put it into action, which I was self-checking myself through the Spirit. The scriptures say, examine thyself daily, whether thou be in the faith. And we get wrapped up in our personal lives and so on and so forth, but we can't forget about the time we're living in. We can't definitely forget about the Spirit of Yahushua coming back soon, and these prophecies come to pass, and Jacob's trouble. And that's kind of what my wife and I were talking about over dinner. We were talking about this over dinner, and it was like, hey, this is what's going on. We're having a good time at dinner, but let's not forget, when we walk out of here, it's a different life. Because in the restaurant, there was somebody talking about, hey, you guys aren't, another couple was in there, or co-workers were in at dinner, and he said, you guys from Vegas? And he's like, no, we're just visiting on work. And he goes, yeah, don't forget, this is the devil's city. He had broken English. The guy, I think he's from Turkey or somewhere, a Turkish restaurant. He was like, yeah, don't forget, this is the devil's city. Be careful, the devil's city. And I was like, oh, he means Sin City, but he didn't say Sin City. So it makes you think about all the evil that's going on. So what do we have to do as these evil times approaches? We got to stay focused, man, on what the goal is, staying in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. How do you do that? You stay locked in spiritually, man. You stay on top of what being occupied in prophecy, watching, praying, fasting, the things the scriptures talk about. And it was beautiful because most people or even women, homeless women would have said something. She wasn't asking for money. She just said she needed art supply. When I got home, I realized I did have some art supplies in my car that I could have gave her. I don't know if she wanted those. I don't know if, I just had some paper and some pens. But I don't know if she would have wanted those or how that would have worked. But the point being is that the confirmation she gave me, because when we drove off, my woman said, now she can buy all the art supplies she needs. And I've seen people here in Vegas want art supplies so they can paint you something and then sell the paintings to you, to make money instead of just asking for money, panhandling that way. So this was just something that, and even in the conversation, which connected me to the spirit of it, was I was saying, okay, this is a gift I have. I may be meant to jot some quick sketches down or whatever, or paintings down about prophetic things to come, which I've had dreams I've jotted down. I've done a few paintings or whatever of things the scriptures talk about that we know, like the chariot coming, different stuff, But the point being, it just spoke to me, and without her really saying a word, the look in her eye and a subtle nod that she gave me was a confirmation, no different than the spoken situation of the elder Kazak or the apostle Tahar and the other apostles at camp years ago when this situation happened. Okay, so and then even if you scroll up in this video, the up and coming elder Maka Allah from LA, he had an encounter with somebody at work. Now, this in his video, when you watch it, was just a video of a guy getting all energetic and excited about the brother and his wife being in the store. Well, these things will happen, and sometimes they'll just drop you a so subtle message that you can't even decipher until after you're gone or after they're gone. I did a video over a year ago. A brother and myself were working in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida, and some trouble was happening down in the hood or whatever, and we were working the neighborhood, down in that area. So the drug dealers and whatever, gangsters or whatever, didn't like our presence there because they couldn't tell what we were doing. And so we left out to go have lunch to kind of just let it get a break from over there, just to let them just, to get away, because they was starting to circle and turn the block and speeding up the block. And, so we went to go eat. We pulled over to go eat, and this Jake came around the corner wearing a suit jacket with a t-shirt underneath, dress shoes, and bright orange basketball shorts. Older Jake, he looked like he was on some shit, cracked out or whatever. This is normally what you see. He comes around the corner because I'm waiting to see if the guys is gonna follow us around there and try to trip. I'm just kind of aware that way. This guy comes around the corner and tells us, he goes, hey, what's up? I was like, did he say Unc? And then we looked at each other and we was like, nah, it sounded like he said Ak. Then he beelines and walks straight up to us and said, hey, man, I love you, man. I love you guys, man. He's shaking our hands. And both of you, man, yeah, are you with him? He looks at my brother Karia like, are you with him? Oh, yeah. I love you guys, man. The Lord told me that y'all doing good, man. Y'all doing the right thing. Y'all keep up the good work, man. Keep doing it. And then he turned and walked off. He was like, peace, man. Yeah, man, be good, brother. Yeah, And so on, he walked off. And as he walked back away, I'm ready to go back to work. So I'm about to drive off. The brother's still sitting there, finishing up his lunch. As I drive off and I look down the direction that the guy walked off into, I turned the corner. He was nowhere to be found. He was completely gone. And there's no way he could have just stepped into somewhere, stepped around the corner. And the only place he could have went was the way I was going. I went further down that street, and he wasn't down there either. So I circled back around. He wasn't nowhere around there, and I went back to Karia. Was like, hey, man, that guy's gone. And he was like, he said, didn't he? I said, yeah, man, that might have been an angel. So we have to be attentive to these moments and be spiritually aware in these moments. Some of these jakes, man, they're not just bug outs, man. Some of these people are set up around you to see if you do the right thing. With the lady in particular, I think there was something that I was supposed to give her. I don't think it was information. I don't think it was, because she wasn't verbal. She was almost silent sitting there. But the look she gave me was a confirmation. The little subtle eye contact with the head nod was a confirmation of the things I have been thinking about the times that we're coming into. So just those messages that an angel will give you, man, through the spirit. Okay, because I don't think I'd ever encountered someone that I believed might have possibly been an angel, being a woman. This was my first time that and then brothers may say, "Oh, well, angels don't come in the form." I don't know, but the message was delivered to me loud and clear in it, and I choose to take it in faith that way. So, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. Just got to be aware of your surroundings, the times we're living in, and then also knowing we seen these scriptures, man. We read these scriptures. We know angels will pop up on you and deliver a message. After Yahweh Shai was tempted by Satan and he pushed off Satan, right? An angel came to him and ministered unto him. Okay? And there's always angels popping up in the form of men, and delivering messages, man. Okay? Angels pop up to talk to Lot, talk to Abraham, different situations. Talk to Rebecca. There's a bunch of situations throughout the scriptures, man, throughout the history of these things happening, man. So it's not going to be different in this time coming, man. This time coming, the Most High will send a messenger to deliver you a message. Sometimes a good message, sometimes maybe not. As the brother said, man, you love it when it's a positive message. The message that the guy gave Micah Allah in this video at the top here, we're vibrating on a whole other level of, I don't remember exactly how it's worded. That video in particular, man, just the encouragement that the brother got, just to know that other Jakes feed off your energy. Okay, so be mindful of that. Be mindful of the vibration you let off. Be mindful of the humility you move with, and how you entertain people that are around you. Some people will just come up and want to just holler at you and just talk to you. Man, you look like you know something, man. Let me talk to you. And it may be the way you react to that situation may be a test there through the spirit, man. So, not to say that you got to give everybody money or you got to do this or that. Just being aware of the situation and just rolling with the spirit in the situation, man. But these situations are real and these situations do happen, man. We just got to keep our eyes open and stay spiritual with them. So, Lord willing, that was edifying, giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Hakodash. Double honor for the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto you, hopeful elect out there. Shalom.